Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So, I did a little thing on Instagram. It was like a time lapse of me doing like a very easy kind of day look that doesn't take that long. It takes about 10 minutes and it's not like a heavy day wear, heavy glam. It's actually using quite light products, but the end result is quite nice. I think it's quite a nice day glam, if I do say so myself, but really easy to wear, really comfortable, doesn't really feel like you're wearing loads, and you don't have to do as much as what I've done. You could skip a couple of steps, or you could add more if you wanted to make it a little bit more smokier, if it was a day to evening or something like that. So if you want to learn a little bit more about how I got this look, then stay tuned. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Bye. Okay guys, so I'm just spritzing my face with a little bit of Fix Plus just to get the skin nice and fresh, and I'm using a little bit of moisturiser. I'm using the Ordinary Natural Moisturising Factors with Hyaluronic Acid. It's a really lovely moisturiser. Just using a tiny little bit of Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow as a kind of like a primer. Next I'm going in with the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue, which is a tinted moisturiser. I really like this one because it's got SPF 30. It wasn't particularly sunny today, but you should always wear a little bit of SPF or suntan cream just to protect yourself from any UVA and UVB rays out there. Now what I'm doing is I'm just patting this in with my fingers very lightly but quite quickly, as you can see. So try not to sort of wipe it or smudge it, just use little tapping motions, and that way it blends a lot evenly. And I really like using my fingers as well. I just find the warmth of your fingers kind of blends it out quite nicely, especially when using light products. So again with the concealer, this is the what is it? It's the Maybelline, isn't it? It's the Razor Eye, the Instant Anti-Age one, which is quite nice, but it's quite heavy. So you don't need a lot, just use a little bit. Again, and you can see I'm just tapping it in underneath my eye, so the warmth of your fingers just really kind of warms it into the skin and blends it out, so it gives it quite a natural finish. Don't forget to do a little bit around your nose, your lip. I did a tiny little bit under my brow, just to help kind of conceal and correct any of those areas. And again, I'm just kind of patting it and pushing it into my skin as opposed to sort of wiping and trying to tidy up a little spot just there. So I'm just setting that with a little bit of Studio Fix powder. It's kind of summer at the moment, so I'm a little bit more kind of oily. So I'm just using 187 brush by MAC just to kind of buff it really lightly around the centre of my face, a little bit around the outsides. And then I'm going to go in with Dark Mineralized Skin Finish, also from MAC, which I really like as quite a natural kind of bronzer. And kind of contouring, bronzing with it around the outside of my face, so going around sort of like the cheekbones, the temples, a little bit on the forehead, a little bit around the jaw as well, just to kind of give my face a little bit of definition, a bit of subtle sculpty bronzing. I'm actually going in with a Sculpting duo from MAC. This was limited edition, but I know they still do them, just to carve out the cheekbones a little bit. And then just tidying my brows. And this is one of my favourite brow products. It's the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. And the colour I'm using is soft brown. And they're really nice. They're really long wearing. And yeah, you can really kind of mimic, I find, like the brow hair quite nicely. And what I'm doing is I kind of start at the bottom of the brow to kind of give it like support. So I do quite a sort of heavier, more intense kind of, I intensify the product on the bottom side of the brow, and then really use the spoolie on the other side of it to kind of really blend the top part of the brow to kind of keep it a little bit more fluffy, a little bit more natural. But with your brow pencil, you want to go in sort of like lots of little kind of light strokes. Go in with a little spoolie on the other end just to kind of blend it out, and then again lots of little light kind of strokes just to kind of really fill in those gaps and blend it out, make it look a little bit more, you know, like a nice naturally defined brow really. I like to pull it out a little bit in the outer corners just to kind of open up my eye shape a little bit. But you don't want it to be too hard or too intense for a look like this, because it is a day look. You're keeping it quite soft, so you want to keep the brow kind of more of a softer, fluffier brow. Okay, so so this is the Kiko Long Lasting Stick. I really like these. A lot of companies do these. It's like a shadow stick, Bobbi Brown. I have a couple by them, but I got a couple of these ones. This is the number 38, so it's kind of like a taupey colour with a light shimmer. And I'm just kind of drawing it all on the outside of the eye. I'm not putting it too much in the inner corner, you can see. I'm concentrating it in the outer corner. And then again, using my finger to blend it out because it's quicker, it's easier, and really softening those edges. So going up a little bit above your natural crease line, I'm going back in again. And what I'm doing is, this is one of my favourite palettes by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and they have a UK website now, which is great, so you can buy direct. I think this palette is limited though, but I'm using a kind of reddy brown colour in the palette. I'm not sure if they sell this colour separately on their website, but it's called Morocco. So it's similar to like MAC Soft Brown, maybe Saddle, but fluff that out there. Now what I did now is I actually use my Studio Fix as kind of like a base or neutralise under the brow, because it's like a flesh tone colour, just to kind of blend the edges out a little bit, make it look a bit more natural. Could use a normal eyeshadow for that, but I couldn't be bothered, to be quite honest, and you know, whatever works, whatever's near. Now I've used the two kind of shimmery shades, Pink Champagne and Bellini, and what I've done is, because they're quite glittery foiled metallic shadows, again I've used my finger to press them in because it's quicker and easier than using a brush, to be honest. And now I'm going in with Fudge, which is a nice sort of warm dark brown. It's not too warm then. I'm using a little pencil brush from MAC, and the name of that brush is I think it's a 219, yeah, 219 little pencil brush, and just kind of buffing that in around the upper lash line into the kind of outer corner a little bit, and going back in with the 217 brush from MAC, just fluffing out those edges. I think I've got a little tiny bit of brown on that brush as well, just to keep it a little bit more kind of blended and soft. Back in with the Kiko stick under the lower lash line, buff it really into the lashes, and then I've gone back in with that pencil brush. I've picked up the kind of reddy brown shade, and I'm really pushing into the shadow stick, and it kind of sets it and makes it look a little bit more softer. So you really want to kind of blend as much as you can, so there's no hard lines. It's a really nice sort of seamless, soft kind of finish. And back in with a big fluffy brush. That was the 224 by MAC, and just softening out rather. Got to have a little bit of eyelash curl. I have really straight lashes, and I have to wear a waterproof mascara. I've tried them all, only waterproof will work. And again, I'm back in with Kiko, Unforgettable waterproof mascara. I really like Kiko at the moment. Everything I've tried so far I really like. I've got a couple of their mascaras, but I do particularly like this one. It stays on really well, guys, this one, really well. So it's a great summer one. It's great if you want waterproof makeup, if you're going somewhere hot or humid, or you want to wear something by the pool. Really nice little brush. It's not too cloggy. So I'm putting a couple of coats of that on. But yeah, I've got quite sort of thick, I haven't got a lot of lashes, but they're quite thick, and if I don't curl them, they're super straight and they don't really do anything for me. Oh, this is one of my favourite buys this year. It's the Makeup Forever little Sculpting palette in number 20, Pro Sculpting palette. I really like it, and I'm actually using the colour correcting shade as a blusher, which, I mean, I don't know if it is a colour correcting shade or a blusher, but I mean, it's really nice. And then I've gone in with the shimmery highlight shade or illuminator, and I'm just, again, using my fingers, just pressing into the cheekbones, a little bit down the bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow, just to give it a little bit of a natural highlight. I really like this highlighter because it's not too much, it's really easy to wear, super comfy. And then I'm going in with a little bit of lipstick, again by MAC. I used to work for MAC, can you tell? That's the Liptensity in Toast and Butter. These are really nice. This is my first time using it, and it stayed on all day. It feels a lot like a matte kind of lipstick. It kind of has that, not too drying, it's not like a retro matte, but quite a natural dry matte kind of lipstick. But yeah, I was really impressed on how long it stayed on, and using a little bit of Boldly Bare lip liner with that, just to kind of define the edges of the lips a little bit. And there you go, that was pretty much the look for today. Pretty easy. You can add more of the shadows if you wanted to intensify that, or if you're more dry, I wouldn't use a Studio Fix powder. But I really hope you enjoyed the look, guys, and like it if you like it. Let me know your thoughts in your comments below.